Welcome, and thanks for joining me for Pathfinder Kingmaker. This is Journeys in the Stolen Lands, and we've been hanging out here on the balcony with Hiram. We're going to head into the throne room. We're out like the 8th of the month, and we've got a quest with Jubilost to meet him in the tavern on the 24th, which means we have just over 2 weeks until that time, which means we could do a rank up. So I think in order to not neglect those rank ups. Lindsay's here. Okay, possible change in plans. Lindsay's eyes glitter and her nostrils flare with rage, but for some reason she speaks in a whisper. Such insolence. Such unforgettable, monstrous, unimaginable insolence. What happened, Lindsay? The throne, the royal throne, Lindsay stops whispering and silently points her finger to the far side of the throne room. You raise your eyes. The place where the royal throne once stood is now empty. This is unexpected. I'm surprised by your self-control. If I were you, I'd go on a rampage. Shameless scum, how could they go and rob the royal palace with the king still alive and well? In fact, our case is blatant and extraordinary, but hardly exceptional. Word on the streets is that the local population has become sick and tired of thieves. They break into people's homes, bypass the locks and latches, and steal everything they can. And now the scum has the guts to meddle with royal property. We need to sort this out before they steal the whole kingdom, one brick at a time. And we need to get back your throne. It's shameful. Lindsay regains control of herself and continues in a low whisper. I really hope your people here won't go wagging their tongues and spreading filthy rumors. Oh, if I manage to catch this thief. Lindsay shakes her head. Whatever your upcoming plans were, retrieving the throne must be your top priority. I dread to think how loud our neighbors will laugh if they learn of this disgrace. Okay, yeah, well, we had plans, but in your opinion, where should I begin this investigation? You should start with interrogating potential witnesses. I think the captain of the guard was in the palace when it happened. He was the one who discovered the throne was missing, at least. Then you should go to the city. I heard the smith was robbed recently too. Maybe he can give you some clues. Also, if I were you, I'd talk to the trader. He might have some hints as to who may be selling stolen goods. Oh, and one more thing, don't forget to visit the innkeeper. Who better to glean information from any troubled locals finding themselves in need of a shoulder to cry on? What were my guards doing? Lindsay flings her arms up. Well, if you weren't on the throne at the time it was stolen, right? And our guards are trained to guard people, not furniture. The bard gives you a faint smile. Sure, if the throne was stolen with you still sitting on it, things would be much worse. That's not much consolation, though. Okay. Well, the best laid plans, I guess. So we need to investigate. The one thing I want to do, since we apparently have trouble with thieves, I've known this was coming, that we were going to have somebody stealing BP from us, which means I'd want to be sitting at more than 95 BP. I can't remember how much the amount is. I want to say it's either 300 or 500. Got the gold. Let's just buy 500 BP. So we've got that sitting in our treasury. Doppelganger on the throne. Oh, this is... Okay, tension is growing in the region. Rumor has it that a doppelganger sits upon the throne. The rabble are ready to grab their weapons, overthrow the false ruler, and liberate the true king. This madness must be stopped before they devastate the country with their good intentions. Right, we don't have anybody to put on that at the moment. We also have court intrigue. A treasurer from one of the neighboring countries has entered the borders of the kingdom on his way home from a business trip. Yesterday, a letter arrived at the castle in which the country's counselor asked that his colleague be made to disappear, with the evidence pointing towards bandits. Right, I feel like both of these are related to the Pidax main quest. So, we need to take a look here at who we need to speak to. All the merchants. Oh, the captain of the guard. Okay. Verdal the blacksmith. Alina. So maybe just... Okay, the guard captain, Verdal, and Alina. Alright, we can do that. Alright, typically the captain of the guard is hanging out over here somewhere. Here we go. Highland. Why don't you explain why you're staring at me like that? Oh, uncle, when are you going to change that old armor? The magic beasts crumpled it so badly it makes me cry to look at it. Oh, you still have a lot to learn. If only you knew how many times it saved my life in that battle. Highland turns to you. Greetings, your highness. Lindsay said it was you who discovered that the throne was missing. The captain grows gloomy. Yes, your highness. He keeps silent for a moment and continues, obviously embarrassed. Actually, your highness, please don't think me a fool or a drunkard. As I walked to the throne room, at first I thought it was a vision, and didn't think much of it. Well, I thought I saw your throne in the corridor, and it was running away. Not by itself, of course, I just couldn't see who was carrying it. Perhaps someone really tiny had got underneath it. And my, how they ran. It seemed the throne turned the corner by itself, but the sight was strange beyond belief, so I thought I was simply too tired and had started seeing things. A moment later, when I discovered it was really missing, I rushed after it, but it had vanished into thin air. Maybe it was, you know, magic. Okay. So, got a runaway throne. Somebody really tiny. Let's go down here and talk to Verdal. Here we go. As usual, Verdal is taking a break from his labors in the blacksmith shop, reading a book. When he notices you, he stops reading and bows. Have you heard about the thefts plaguing the city? Verdal frowns. Heard, your highness. I myself am a victim of those thieves. Stole my tools right from under my very nose. I was in the backyard getting coal for the furnace, and I heard some noise inside. I ran in, and the thief jumped right into a magic portal and vanished. I didn't even get a good look. Okay, we've got some things to sell here while we're here. Okay, Verdal saw a magic portal. The thief who robbed him escaped through it. So the next person we need to talk to is Alina, the innkeeper. Can we still get there from, like... No, that's not it. Oh, up here. Alina seems to be brooding. She tugs at the seam of her apron and looks at you with uncertainty. Your Highness, I wouldn't want to bother you, but if you have a spare moment, I'd like to ask you something. Are we still looking for a rare book? I don't think we are, but look, okay, do you know where we should look? You probably asked the vendors, haven't you? Yeah, we got it from Verdal already. Okay, what did you want to ask me, Alina? Your Highness, the city is getting rebuilt after the bloom, but the people survived such terror. I know almost all of them, and I see in their eyes what that nightmare did to them. And I thought, Alina sighs, I thought we should cheer them up somehow. I can make a special treat for everyone, but I can't do it alone. The thing is, I have a very special family recipe, which I'm sure the locals would love. It's, now don't laugh, it's an omelet, made from a roc's egg. This bird is not really a bird, but a huge monster that lays eggs very rarely. They're considered a royal treat. Only a few people in all the stolen lands have ever tried one. If we treat the people to this delicacy, the whole neighborhood will be buzzing about it for months. And what could be better medicine for their fear and sorrow than something fresh to boast about? I know there's a rock that lives on Talon Peak. We have actually been there. I don't know if we picked up an egg, though. It's a dangerous place. I offered a reward, but none of the hunters I know will risk going there. But I know you could handle it, Your Highness. Alina raises her eyes timidly. I know it's no task for a king, but there's no one else to ask. Okay, we'll try to find an egg for you. Oh, okay. Yeah, we've got it. Thank you so much. I'm sure you can handle it easily. Well, you're right. We're ahead of the game. Here you go. Alina throws up her hands. You have no idea how thankful I am, Your Highness. All my life I've dreamed of cooking one of these eggs, and the timing couldn't be better. Nice. Okay. Now, we've heard about thefts in town. Do you know anything about it? Of course I heard about it, Your Highness. Many houses have been robbed. And here's what's strange. No picked locks, no broken windows. How do the scoundrels get inside, huh? Those thieves are real masters of getting into other people's houses, and they steal whatever they find. At one house, they stole the silverware, and at another one, they left the money but took the children's toys. Strange thieves. During the celebration in the forest, you kept staring at Ekun, giving him a certain look. After a brief moment of confusion, Alina answers easily. Of course I did. Ekun's a handsome man, and he's hardworking. He's got no bad habits. He's got friends in high places, and his gaze is so mysterious. And he's so quiet, if you could only imagine, Your Highness. Okay, I think we maybe botched that whole thing for them, though. Okay, I guess that's it for her. We took care of the Rock's egg. Prematurely. Runaway throne. Alina said that the thieves' choice of loot is odd. They take both valuable items and worthless trinkets. Okay. So now, we need to go find Lindsay again, or what? This has got to be, like, prankster Faye or something. Maybe we go back to the throne room, see what Lindsay has to say. Yeah. And we got a stool here. Let's see. Lindsay is not actually in here, is she? So I'm not sure. What do we need to do here? I seem to recall having to go somewhere to get the throne. Maybe we just need to go out and look at the map. I've got at least one person to level up here, so let's manage that. Yeah, Amaya here. Let's get her leveled up. Oh, nice. We get Stormcall Greater. Amount of damage dealt by bolts of lightning increases to 5d6 or 5d10 when outdoors. Okay, not really sure what to take for her feat here. We've already got skill focus on stealth and trickery. She doesn't use her short bow very much, but I guess I'm going to take clustered shots here. Maybe for the few times that she does shoot, maybe we'll get a little bit of benefit from that. Okay, we grabbed Blur here for her to give us a few more casts of that, and then Dispel Magic Greater. I don't think we have that on anybody. We don't really have any kind of Dispel on anyone at the moment, so it's probably time to have somebody with that at the ready. That should do it for her then. Alright, so let's look at the map and see if there's anywhere that it's evident that we can go look for our throne. If not, then we may just return to our original plan of completing a rank up. I don't see anything related to that, so I think I'm just gonna go back to the throne room. Maybe this will trigger something. If not, I think we'll see if we have a rank up we can do, because then that will put us close to the 24th to potentially take care of Jubilists West. Alright, nothing new. Lindsay is in here. I didn't see her before. She's so tiny behind that chandelier. Nothing to say about the throne. How's your book coming along? Honestly, it wasn't easy to forgive Eobald for lying, but the more we work together, the more I understand why he hid the truth from me. what's really happening at the academy. If it comes out, the only thing left will be to burn it to the ground. And we hope that someday it might become what it must have been at the very beginning. Okay. All right, then let's go ahead and jump in here. Yeah, if we do a rank up, if we do a 2-week rank up, that'll put us at the 22nd. Arcane, it would be ideal. Let's see, that would be Magister, right? Yeah. All right, let's do that one. I think this is as good a time as any to do this and get one more of these ranked up. Our calendar is okay, and we'll see if this resolves anything with the throne. Okay, Arcane rank 4. Bunch of new stuff here too. Failure with the choking death. Okay, we found a secret cache in the eastern regions. Success with safe refuge. We strengthened Keston's skills as a warden. Alright, let's see what we've got here then. So Lindsay and Storyteller want to talk. Got a new problem there. Okay, so several problems now that we need to get people on. Ooh. Faster rank ups, reducing the time required by half. That's exactly what we need. Yes, please. So, okay, we're going to jump out and talk to Lindsay and the Storyteller, and then we're going to come back in here. We can sell another soul jar as well. Let's see what they have to say. And then King Cain proudly said, "Your evil deeds end now. Or is it better as, we've uncovered your vile plan." Lindsay's trying to write something on the go, but she interrupts herself and looks up. "Oh, Your Highness. We have unbelievably, terribly important news. We managed to find out, discover, invent..." Well, here, Lindsay points to the Storyteller. "He'll tell you." The Storyteller waits patiently until Lindsay finishes her ardent speech. "I will have to begin from afar to let you see what I saw with my blind eyes. The stolen lands are like a cradle in an abandoned house, in which the wind swings the skeleton of a child. No few newborn kingdoms have died here just after taking their first breath. I have collected their stories, these precious stars that have been lost in the dust, and I began to notice some commonalities. It's like a pattern that repeats across different embroideries, the handwriting of the same author across all their stories. One word here, another hint there, false visions, references to a mysterious patroness, lover and mentor, tragic coincidences, strangely non-random. Peoples and countries were brought to destruction along different roads, but behind them, there always stood the same ominous shadow. And we know what that shadow is, Nyrissa. The name sounds ominous even in the mouth of a restless bard. The evil nymph who sent monsters to our lands and did all that stuff to Tristan. But that's not even the most important thing. Most importantly, if you help us a bit, we can get her. Let's start from the beginning. How did you even come up with this?" Well, it all started with the fact that I really wanted to listen to the Storyteller's stories. I've been following him for a long, long time and asked and told him about our adventures. And sometimes I just sat beside him and we chatted. Finally, after I told him about the defaced sisters and all the horrors of the abandoned castle, he noticed that the stories seemed strangely similar to ones he'd heard before. "What exactly are you going to do?" "The bards know how to send messages through dreams. I try not to use it. For some reason, people got mad when I appeared in their dreams to read my new poems. Well, the Storyteller came up with a ritual based on that spell. We'll collect everything connected to Nyrissa. Everything, starting with her every track in the abandoned castle. After gathering everything, we'll unite his ability to tell stories with my ability to travel into dreams. So we'll be able to enter Nyrissa's dream." It's a pity that we don't have that amulet with the string of hair that Nyrissa gave you before the battle with the Stag Lord. You know, back when she was pretending to be a poor, suffering nymph. With that, we could have finished all the preparations much faster and easier. Was that something that we, like, accidentally sold or something? What was that amulet? Am I forgetting something about that? What will we achieve by this? We'll learn all her evil secrets. The ritual will let us see her hidden thoughts and dreams. Well, theoretically. It's not like anyone's ever done this before. It can be dangerous, the storyteller says quietly. In dreams, monsters are more terrible than those we meet in the real world. But I urge you to not neglect this chance, King. You are opposed by a powerful enemy, one who has destroyed dozens of kingdoms and empires. If you do not meet her face to face, do not discover her weaknesses, your country will end up just another of my stories. Fine, I'll order you to be provided with everything you need. Get me results. Come to me after we finish the preparations, and remember that I cannot send anyone except you and Lindsay into Nyrissa's dream world. Whatever you have to face, you will have to overcome together, and the path will likely be difficult. Okay. That makes me think we should maybe be doing the project to level up Lindsay. Turval greets you with a half bow. Your Highness, please accept this new gift. The half-elf hands a wrapped parcel to you. I personally vouch for its quality. I made it with my own hands, every stitch and cut. I hope you'll like it. Blessed hands. Turval speaks with pride in her voice. Thank you for supporting our militia. We bought the best equipment and we've already begun with drills. As it happens, at the meeting I was elected captain. It must mean they trust me. Your soldiers are training my people as we speak. If you hadn't stepped in to help, none of this would have happened. But that was beside the point. I sincerely hope that my gift comes in handy. Tell me if it's something special you need. I can make any wish come true. The half-elf looks worried as she rubs the tattoo on her neck. I'm sorry for everything that happened in Varnhold that day. It all seems quiet there now. In any case, me and my people shall hold our word. We'll fight to the end for our homes and our loved ones. Thank you for your gift. Turval smiles and nods. You're welcome. I hope it serves you well. And we have a project to complete then for getting into Nyrissa's dream. All right. Okay, lots of stuff going on here. We're unfortunately not going to have enough people to put on everything, but we've got a missing ambassador. Foreign ambassador arrived in our lands but went missing on the way to the capital, together with their entire cortege. I think we've seen this one, haven't we? Valerie's on that. And then we've got court intrigue. Keston is on this. Treasurer from one of the neighboring countries. Yeah, I feel like we've seen a lot of these. That one, the Power of Blood, Opportunity. We've seen this one. I think we failed it last time. Only 25% again. We're not spending Crisis Point on that. And Defender of the Forest. Jod's on that. It's a 1 in 4 again. We're going to hope that's enough. Contract. A notorious assassin from Daggermark has taken a contract on the king's head. An open challenge to a duel is not a likely result. An arrow in the back or a goblet full of poison, however. I think we will put a crisis point on that to get it up to 55. And then the morning after, the sky was shining all through the night. It was the eve of a merry Fae festival. Drunk and raving, the Fae retreated to their world come morning, but they left chaos behind. One of the rivers has changed its course, a forest has disappeared, and a hill has turned into a gaping hole in the ground. The changes have terrified the peasants. To make matters worse, our mages agree that nature will soon revolt against the blatant interference and unleash its wrath upon the villagers. Ooh. I don't think I'm going to use a crisis point on that one. Right. So, I need to find that. I hope we still have the person we need for this one. Good, okay. We can cut our rank up time in half, which is huge. Start that up. So we've got a couple days until we're supposed to meet Jubilost. In the meantime... okay, the one person we didn't talk to yet about the throne was the city trader. Oh, wait. That's Verdal they're talking about, isn't it? I don't know. We didn't talk to Hassuf. Can't tell if we should speak with Verdal the blacksmith, a victim of the theft himself, as well as the city trader. Let's go talk to Hassuf. The way that's worded, I can't tell if... I don't know why they wouldn't have just put his name in there. Maybe he potentially has other names. I don't know. Let's go see if he knows anything about the throne. I was surprised that that quest didn't update after we spoke to those 3 people. It's kind of weird the way that's worded. I can't tell if that was... that sentence was just including Verdal as being one of the traders, as well as the blacksmith, or if they're talking about another person. Let's go find Hassuf. Here he is. Okay. Do you know where stolen goods are sold? Hassuf squints cunningly. How very polite. You do not ask me directly. But no, I am not involved in such shady dealings, although the local traders sometimes claim otherwise. Some say that anything that's lying about will be stolen in this city, but then cannot be found for sale. You are not the first to ask after stolen goods. Many hope to find on the black market what precious things were stolen from their homes. But alas, it would seem the thieves have their own ways of getting rid of the stolen goods. Okay, so we should have come to talk to him first time around. There we go. Wait until the throne appears for sale. Okay. Alright. So, let's see. We basically need something to pass a couple days here. I don't know if there's anywhere we can really go visit that I can safely make sure I get home in time. So it might be safest just to skip a couple days. Okay, so at some point, apparently in the capital, we picked up this Blessed Hands gloves that add +4 to the wearer's caster level when they cast any cure spell. Those definitely need to go on our cleric here. I don't know where we picked those up. Okay, so we have a project now to track the throne thief. It requires 60 days. Unfortunately, Jaethel, who we need for that, she's busy on another project or another problem for 20 days. So it might be a while until we get our throne back. We're going to skip a couple of days here to get to the 24th so that we can go meet Jubilost at the tavern. Okay, it's the 24th of the month, so we're going to go visit Jubilost. And together see if anybody interesting has shown up here in the tavern. Luna? Is that it? Yeah, Jubilost is over here. Okay. Looks like that's our moon. I'd like to know what leaving her path means to her, and more importantly, how all this is related to the story of the gnomes. I hope we're about to find out. Jubilost clears his throat to attract her attention. A girl with unusual silver gray hair is looking gloomily into her mug of ale. As she notices Jubilost clearing his throat, she raises her face and brightens. Oh, they told me that the king of Strike Hills walks the streets and feasts with everyone at the taverns, but I never believed it. Oh, forgive me, your highness. I am Luna Kitari. You have an unusual name. I was born with bright silver hair. The midwives never saw an Aasimar before. They were frightened, but my mother, not a bit. She said her daughter's hair was silver like the moon, which meant I was blessed by Desna, hence the name. Actually, I've always been drawn to faraway countries, like anyone touched by the moon goddess, but I've never been beyond the river kingdoms. Luna sighs. Tell us about yourself. I am a messenger. I deliver correspondence from Brevoy to Mivon and back. Usually reports about a rich merchant's underlings and his orders for them. My parents live in Brevoy and the girl I love in Mivon. I've always dreamed of becoming a traveler, but that's not easy for the daughter of a weaver and a washerwoman. I was glad to find this messenger job, though. I thought that was pretty lucky. But now I'm traveling the same road over and over every month. I even sit right here in your tavern on the 24th of every month, right on schedule. The monotony is driving me to tears, but what can I do? I can't be everywhere at once, and I can't stand the thought of settling down. Jubilost, who was listening surprisingly carefully, leans over to you and says quietly, "Do you see it now? When Moon leaves her path. It's another part of the riddle. It looks like we need to somehow convince our new friend to quit her well-trodden path and set off somewhere new. Plus, it would be good for her. The same road each month. If I were her, I'd have drowned myself a long time ago. If I didn't bleach sooner." Okay. I just sold an amulet that we picked up that gives a persuasion bonus. I just felt like there were other things for Cain that would be more important. But we may have wished that we had that here. Guess we can try. If this life troubles you, something should be changed. Your family and friends want you happy, not exhausted and hating your existence. I know, but it's easy to know. It's much harder to actually do something about it, especially when you've got to think about how to earn a crust. Luna grows sad. Alright, we can give her 3,000 gold. Here, take it. You can spend it on traveling and seeing the world, together with your love, if she agrees. The girl looks at the coins in disbelief, but this is a very large sum. Of course, you're the king, but you barely know me. Take it, says Jubilost, protectively. Believe me, traveling is contagious. You take one small step from your house and you'll never be able to stop. The world is beautiful, especially when you are not discovering it alone. Not that I myself ever... Jubilost stammers and pretends that he needs to wipe his glasses. I'll leave you one of my latest almanacs to help you find your way around at the start. Thank you. Oh, I don't even know how to repay you. But on the other hand, maybe I do. Luna searches her bag quickly. Please take this. It's a relic my family received from an elven ancestor. According to the family legend, the one who deciphers the map will find 3 things. An incredibly sad secret, a true treasure, and a door to another world which will never open again. The entrance to a certain dungeon is marked here, but there's nothing to say where to go looking. You are a king with all the best scientists and travelers serving you. Surely they'll be able to read this map. Thank you again. Now I have to go. Cool. Okay. We got Moon to leave her path. Moon has left her path. But now who can explain to me why the host didn't simply tell us, go to the dungeon located here? Why make us run around in circles? But let's have a look at this map. What do we have here? Why, I recognize the area around the Candlemere at first glance. There are ancient ruins in this area. This dungeon must contain the traces of the very first gnomes to visit Golarion. Well, our goal is clear. Now we need only achieve it. Cave from Luna's map has been revealed. Okay. Nice. We need to explore the mysterious cave from Luna's map. I guess we can go here to Candlemere Tower and then maybe travel from there to the cave. Okay, we'll level him up as far as we can here real quick before we head in. Alright, we got him leveled up here and we're ready to head in here to the cave from Luna's map. Okay, here we go. Zay's ghost. A flickering shadow stands before you, trembling and chanting something indistinct. In its silhouette, you barely recognize the figure of a gnome girl dressed in rags. No, we need to try again. The door will open. I promised them. I promised. Who are you, ghost? The ghost seems not to pay any attention to you. I promised them to open this door to return everyone home. Bursting into a long and bleak laugh, the ghost makes a move as if she wants to run away, but then freezes and gives you an eerily attentive look. Who am I? I am Zay, a wizard. I am the one who brought everyone here. This place Once the Lantern King himself opened a gate from his dominion to Galarian here. He abandoned this road, but I thought I could open the portal again. Or ask for help from an eldest. Return all of us home. I was wrong. The door didn't open. We all lost color, one by one. So you're one of the gnomes from the first world. What happened to you? The ghost lets out a strange sound, half moan, half dull laughter. I lived a long, long life there in the first world. Many long lives. I traveled, I created, I danced upon the edge of the abyss and fell into the clouds. I died to be born again, with none of my strengths and skills, but with all the memories of the wonders I'd seen. But eternity can become tedious, even for a soul that's forever young. Many older gnomes suffered it even more, even before we knew what the bleaching was. Sooner or later, there's not enough novelty anymore, so we all grew fascinated with a new game, death. One of the eldest created it. Of course, he was just borrowing it based on his observations of the true gods. He drew a string from the river of souls and created his own little circle of births, deaths, and judgments. Imitating the almighty Pharasma, he judged the souls that he owned and determined their further paths. It was so new, so exciting. Many gnomes volunteered. If not us, then who? But those who take from the goddess of death must be ready for the consequences. The Lady of Graves brought her wrath upon this creative eldest. He was stripped of his power and forever doomed to serve in her court. And we gnomes, we were torn from the first world and bound to the river of souls, like all creatures of the material plane. Thereafter we lived like the rest, died like the rest, and learned all the pain of the bleaching. Our game had become our reality, and no longer could we tire of its fun and return to another one. Jubilost looks at the ghost, shaken. It seems to be one of those rare moments that the gift of speech is lost to him. But this is not at all how I supposed it happened. Respected Zay, I understand that your condition does not allow for long conversations, but perhaps you could tell me. The ghost listens to him with eerie attention. Of course I could. I could do many things. I tried many ways to open the portal, everything except a sacrifice. A little blood would come in handy. Of course, it would. Ghostly guard. We're gonna come right in, try to take out Cain, of course. Anytime we come out of a dialogue in the battle, it's always right at our main character. Never fails.
No fear! Retreat is always an option.
He took quite a bit of damage there to himself from that sword. Alright. Hopefully we can get him healed up a bit. Jubilost. Let's see. Explosive bomb. Is that going to do anything to these things? We're not set up very well for that, are we? Looks like we can hit two of them here.
This spell has other uses.
Oh, it has to be targeted on an individual? Wow, that makes that even more difficult. Okay. Alchemist bomb. Centered on a target creature. That's not going to be great either. I guess it's crossbow then.
A clever ploy.
Alright, let's see if we can take this one down here without Cain killing himself. We'll see.
So it comes to this.
There we go. Oh, we got fear issues here on Jubilost. He may not be the only one. Yeah. There goes Leopard. There goes Alvar. Ruin's still good to go. Our remove fear is on our bard, and she's one of the people having issues. Looks like it's gonna be up to Cain here to take care of this guy. Let's
I'll
go.
just have to resort to brute force.
Oh, so close. Oh, I skipped her turn on accident. Leopard, can you get it back in there? No. Alright, we're gonna need to get a hit here from Bruin and kill this thing.
A solid plan.
Here we go. Zay's ghost. The ghost freezes, holds herself by the shoulders, and sways back and forth, repeating over and over, I promised, I promised, I promised. The host. That's rather a foolish performance, little ghost. You've staged a fine series of foolish performances. The playing the game of death, contacting an eldest, not known for his mercy, trying to open a door that leads nowhere. But who are we addressing? Greetings, Cain. And of course, you, most persistent of researchers. We see you solved our riddle. Jubilast folds his hands on his chest. We did. I might still fail to understand why you sent us the long way around instead of just telling us everything from the beginning. Some truths must be discovered to be known, or seen with your own eyes. The host nods at the pile of gnome bones and the shivering ghost. Is what Zay told us true? About the game of death and Pharasma's punishment? Yes. One of our eldest brothers thought he could steal from a deity, and the gnomes that answered his call thought they could play at death. Death decided otherwise. Is there any way to change what happened and help the gnomes? If there is, we know nothing of it. The eldest can do many things, but as you both know, it is not enough to confront a deity, especially one such as Pharasma. We have learned our lesson and do not play with the toys of others. Does that mean this was all in vain? Of course not. The journey is often more important than the destination. Be satisfied with the secret you have won. The day I can simply be satisfied with something, I'll bleach. You say we learned our lesson, so you're also one of the eldest, host? You hear laughter from under the hood. Oh, we are tired of answering this question, and the many others that follow it. Ask us again next time, especially since the next time for you will be one of the first times for us. Why are you here? The right question at last. As I suspect you've realized, there's no way to save all the gnomes from the bleaching. You cannot return them to the first world and restore their connection to their homeland. And even if there were a sufficiently desperate and powerful creature ready to do it, their actions would not be looked on mercifully by the Lady of Graves. Though it cannot be done for all, it can still be done for one. We are ready to offer this gift as a token of our appreciation for your exciting adventure and your solution to the riddle. Do you hear, Sir Jubilast? You, personally, may become reconnected with the First World. You won't be entirely protected from death if you remain on Golarion, but you will be forever spared from the bleaching. Whenever you visit the First World, which we are aware you desire passionately, then you'll be as immortal as any Fae. Jubilast fixes his glasses nervously. It's the only chink in his nonchalant facade. If this gift cannot help the whole gnome race, then I have no need of it. Of course, I'm not immune to vanity, but I've always been ready to share the burden of mortality with the others who bear it on their shoulders. I'll even keep wearing these stupid glasses. I'll survive without the immortality of the First World and face the bleaching when it comes, as all gnomes have done before me. Great. Can I receive Jubilast's gift instead? You will have other opportunities to gain immortality, and the many problems that go along with it, Cain. Let someone else prove themselves this time. Alright, this is one of the most important decisions in your life. Do what you think is right. Then I'll hold true to my first instinct. I do not need this gift. We aren't easy to surprise, but you managed it. Very well, a rejection is a rejection, but gifts of the eldest are not so easy to withdraw from the world. They must find an owner somewhere, one way or another. So what should we do? To whom shall we grant what has been promised? The gift should be given to some living gnome who is, this moment, dying of the bleaching. Let our adventures help at least someone. Yes, that's the best thing we could do. What do you say, host? Can you take what you're offering me and give it to some other gnome instead? Anyone you choose who is suffering from the bleaching. Oh, that's even more interesting. I see this has all been for a reason. Our choice, you say. Very good. We'll make a choice and save one lost soul. We already have, in a way. You have rejected the gift, Jubilast Nartharpal, but we will not leave you without any reward at all. we offer you a trifle. The chance to sometimes glimpse eternity in the corner of your eye just as we do. Now you can remember the history of things. Those who wander searching for mysteries and ancient relics might find this skill useful. And now farewell. When you finally succumb to the bleaching, you may remember this moment. I wonder what you think then. Only time knows. A bunch of XP. Nice. Alright. Solving a 1,000-year-old mystery didn't help Jubilost rid all the gnomes of bleaching, but our grumpy friend learned a lot, and even got a gift from a real eldest. Well, sometimes fate grants us such adventures. Sad, inspiring, and educational all at once. Okay. That takes care of that. Which means we're going to head back home, pick up Regangar in place of Jubilost, and head out west to find his tribe and see if we can help him. Alright, we came back here, rested up, leveled up Regangar real quick. Let's see, I think we'll go like this. I think we can teleport actually like really close to where we're headed. We have a settlement out west that I believe is right next door to our location. So we're headed here to Sharpfang's tribal camp, and I think we can teleport here to Glenshire. Okay, Sharpfang's tribal camp. Okay, we'll head up here, this left side. Just lots of bodies laying here. Ingid, son of Shatara. In the dry grass, you can barely make out signs that people once lived here. Burned bits of tents, rusty swords, rain-washed bones. An old half-orc is the only living soul among the desolation. Wrapped in a charred mantle, he sits on the ground, devouring a raw rabbit and tossing the bones to a dog lying at his feet. He squints as you approach, but he doesn't reach for any weapons. Who's there? No one comes by here anymore. Regangar. I'm Regangar, a son of the Sharpfangs tribe, and they sold me into slavery. Where are the Sharpfangs? You're looking at them. The old man points to the bones scattered along the ground. All there, elders to children, just me left of the Sharpfangs. Well, me and you. Who are you? Ingid, son of Shatara and last of the Sharpfangs tribe. Got nowhere to go and my hands have been feeble a long time. I sit here and eat whatever coal brings me, waiting for some kind person to pass by and help an old man bury all these bones. But no one comes here. Must think it's a cursed place, and they're right. Tell me about your tribe. Our tribe was always stronger, braver, and more valiant than the other tribes. Know why? We had a tradition, mixing our blood with orc blood. Orc power with human prowess, we took the best of both races. No room for weaklings in the tribe. Weak children were either left in the field or sold to someone from the city. You say you were sold? Must have been sickly. What good would that do the tribe? Don't blame us for your own weakness. What happened to the Sharpfangs? Dead. All dead. Chieftain's son destroyed them. See, Chieftain Agden, may he feast eternally with Gorum. He didn't want anyone else's kid to become chieftain after him, so he needed an heir with incredible power. That's why he chose Gra, the Dragon Eye, to bear his children. She was a mighty orc warrior who scorched her enemies with lightning, boasted of having dragons in her family. She demanded a lot of gold for it, but she delivered more than she promised. She had not one child, but twins. Agden thought a while on what to do, then wisely decided that a tribe doesn't need two chieftains. Sold the weaker one to someone from the city to get back some of the gold he spent. Started raising the second one, Stragar, to be our new chieftain. The boy was all right, deft, cunning, strong, and he knew how to use dragon charms. Could strike an elk with lightning from his hands when he was knee-high, but there must have been too much orc and dragon blood in him and too little human. Older he got, the more, well, you know. The old man knocks on his head with a bony knuckle. Had a temper like a dragon. If something went wrong, he'd start fighting right off. Couldn't tell his tribesfolk from strangers, and would shoot lightning at the tiniest provocation. Was always cocky with his father, too. Called him names, screaming about how the chieftain sold his brother, saying he'd look for him and return him to the tribe. In a word, crazy. Anyone else would have been happy that the chieftain's mantle, the one I wear now, anyone else would be happy to be getting the mantle, especially with no rivals for it. But he was stubborn. Wanted his brother back, no matter what. Then one time Agden grew tired of Stagar's whims, decided to teach him a lesson as a father does. Knocked him a couple times with a long rod, and that was it. Boy screamed like the hells and his eyes flared blue, started shooting lightning all around. It was terrifying. I still see it in my sleep. Flame, smoke, lightning everywhere, tents burning one after another. I was too old to fight, so I hid behind a hillock to stay out of the way. Some of the others, they went at him with swords, and they all died. Okay, so if this happened when he was little, that probably wasn't Regangar then. No one survived, even the little ones were burned alive. He took as good as he gave, though died of wounds soon after, and that was the end of the sharp fangs. Too old to fight. I somehow read that too young to fight. Okay. Regangar looks at the bones scattered in the grass, baffled. Brother. What do you say, Regangar? Well, what is there to say? That's it. Regangar severs the old man's head with a single slash of his sword, taking the charred mantle from the body and draping it around his own shoulders. Live like blind rats in a sewer, die the same way. This whole story is one long feeble joke. I'd piss on their bones if I cared enough. We should never have come here. Let's go. Got a cloak. The half-orc turns and walks away from the burned settlement without looking at anyone. Oh, he's done. He's taken off. Okay. Talk to Regangar. So we'll have to head home and talk to him. But first, let's see if there's anything worth picking up here. All right, that's it. Let's head back home, catch up with Regangar, and see what he has to say. We're back in Tuskdale, and we're going to talk to Regangar here. Regangar looks at the city below. I guess we're pretending we're outside on the rampart. Well, it's over. No accusations, no spitting in their faces, no big fight, just a pile of scorched bones and some stupid story from an old fart. They got what they deserved. What does deserved have to do with anything? Life's not a ledger. I'd much rather have gotten to smash my father in the face and go drinking with my brother. But that's not happening, is it? And it sucks. A lot. I don't give two shits what they deserved. Really, I'm not even sure what I was expecting. Life's just a long, feeble joke, and most end up being the punchline, rather than laughing at it. I have to let it go, so I have no tribe, so what? I have you and Octavia and the rest of our crazy gang. Here's the plan, then. We keep having fun together till the end, and when our time comes, we go out with a blast. Anyone doesn't like it? Well, they can burn. The half-orc flashes his sharp teeth in a broad grin. Okay. Well, that catches us up here with the companions that we can currently deal with. We're waiting on Lindsay to write her book, and we can't get into Pidax yet to meet Octavia's mother. And we're waiting to hear news from the tournament. We've got a couple of projects we need to complete for these quests. Let's jump here and look at where we're at with those. That's not one of them. Tracking the throne thief takes 60 days, man. Jaethal still has 2 weeks on that. Then where's the other one? This one, A Way into Nyrissa's Dream. We need Octavia or Jod for that. They both have about a week. Then we'll be able to start up that one. we've got this project going to cut the rank up time in half, which is going to make things much better, I think. I'm going to take a quick look around at our settlements and see if there's anything we need to be building or upgrading. I haven't done this for a little while. Okay, we had a few things to upgrade in Varnhold, which we did. I also built a teleportation circle out there so we can teleport right there. And that's it. I think maybe we should just skip a couple of days here and get into the next month. We've got some people about to finish up with stuff. So I want to finish this before we do any more rank ups, I guess. Because this will cut the time in half for those. Okay, I think maybe what we'll do in the about a week we have before that project finishes that gives us, it cuts the rank up time in half. Well, we have about a week. I think we're going to head back to the Tenebrous Depths and see if we can make any additional progress there. It hasn't been too long since we were there, and it felt like we kind of were running up against difficulty that I'm not sure we can handle at this point, but we might give it a try real quick. And if we can't do that, then I know we have a couple of resources to pick up and some other locations we haven't visited yet. So we'll take about a week to just kind of do some of that miscellaneous stuff and then head back here and take care of some rank ups if we have time still before things escalate with Pit Axe. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And I hope to see you again next time. Bye-bye.